Alrighty, so we're now recording. Thank you for anybody that is joining us or watching this video at a later date. This is for the Foster Care Alumni group for North Central Texas College. Affinity groups are a newer initiative that we have rolled out, and this affinity group wants to support and provide resources, services, and community for all of our foster care alumni students. I'm joined today by our two other mentors, Tracy and Amy. I'll have them introduce themselves in just a moment. And we're also joined today by representatives from both the University of North Texas and Texas Women's University to talk about services, resources, and good information to know for our foster care alumni as they're transitioning from their time with us to their time at the university. My name is Robin Eichhorn. I work in academic advising at NCTC. And then if Amy, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Robin, we're so excited to have this panel presentation for you today. My name is Amy Clone. I'm the Senior Director of Completion and Career Services here at NCTC. So we work with first-time in college students, career development, all the way through career services, career placement. And I'm excited to be a part of the Foster Care Alumni Affinity Group. Before my time in higher education, I worked in case management and got to work with some amazing people doing therapeutic parent training and things like that for people who were interested in entering the foster care system as foster parents. So it's near and dear to my heart, and I'm excited for this opportunity to share these resources with you guys.
Great. My name's Tracy Canageiser, and as well as I'm an academic advisor, I'm based on the Flower Mound campus, and I specialize in LVN, LVN to RN, radiology, and allied health advising. So I'm equally excited to hear this important information for our students.
All right, thanks, y'all. So we're super excited to get everything started. We're just going to go ahead and go on to our next presentation. So we will have Jason and Taylor from UNT. They'll be giving us a presentation about resources and programs that they have available. So I'll go ahead and hand it over to y'all.
Thanks so much, guys. My name's Jason. I'm the admissions officer for NCTC at North Texas, and I'm joined by Taylor. Taylor, do you want to introduce yourself as well?
Sure. My name is Taylor Thompson. I'm the coordinator of special projects here within the Division of Student Affairs, and I'm the co-advisor for PUSH, our foster care alumni program.
And we're going to do a quick tag team. I'm going to talk a little bit about UNT and some information that might be helpful to prospective transfer students. And then Taylor will talk more specifically about the PUSH program, the benefits that are available at North Texas. So I'm going to share my screen momentarily. Make sure I have up the right one. And can you see the screen now?
It says you're sharing, but we can't see the content.
No content. Okay. Let me try once again. And I'm assuming you still can't see it, correct? Can anyone see that now? I'll just go without it. So Just a little bit about the University of North Texas, just to cover the basics. We are a large state institution, almost 41,000 students located in Denton, but we do have campuses in Frisco as well as offer online programs. We are a very diverse campus, a minority serving institution and a Hispanic serving institution, with about 90% of our students are Texas residents. We are one university, but we offer 12 different colleges and 109 different bachelor's degrees and 94 different master's programs that are available at UNT, with programs across our College of Business, the largest school of music in the nation, one of the largest schools of visual arts and design programs in the nation, a large and successful College of Business, our College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. So generally, as long as a student doesn't want to be a nurse, an architect, or a farmer, we probably have some academic programs at North Texas for them. We do have our Frisco campus. So for certain students that are interested in transferring, there are some unique degree programs available at Frisco, including our new project design management that's available for transfer students, as well as our business-oriented sports entertainment managements program. We offer a wide range of student organizations for students to get involved in, and Taylor will talk a lot more about the PUSH programs and organizations in a moment. Incredible dining halls facilities on campus for students that do live on campus. And even if you don't live on campus, I commonly encourage students to consider purchasing a meal plan. It's good food and it's an incredible deal. I definitely encourage students to come and check out our new Eagles Landing when they're on campus. We do offer a wide range of student support. So the issue is not simply getting you into North Texas, but helping provide the support services, academic, wellness, engagement, etc. And we offer a wide range of student support areas to help students be successful. As far as our admissions requirements for transfer, basically we have, if a student has 15 hours of college credit, we're able to determine eligibility without consideration of high school work. As long as you have above 15 hours and a 2.5 GPA, students are guaranteed admissions to North Texas. We are still accepting applications for fall of 21. And in fact, we even have a special application event coming up on May 4th that we've sent information to NCTC, so we hope that students will join us if they're still interested in applying and receiving a fee waiver. We do offer a wide range of transfer scholarships available based upon GPA. So if you at least have 30 hours completed and 3.0, we can award transfer excellence scholarships. The higher your GPA, the higher the amount of the award is earned. And we even offer a $500 bonus for students that are completing their associate's degree at NCTC this spring semester if they do continue on at UNT in the fall. Cost of attendance at North Texas, certainly with the exemption waivers that students are eligible for, it will considerably decrease the overall estimate, your cost associated, to mainly room and board and associated fees at North Texas. But our normal cost of attendance is about $26,000 a year, and about 12 to 13 of that is tuition and fees. We do offer a host of financial aid programs to help students put together their packages, so they are minimizing loan eligibility. But my recommendation, if you're interested in North Texas and have any questions, please reach out to me. My name's Jason Peacock, and my email address is peacock@unt.edu. So if we can be of assistance in helping you start the process to get into UNT, please let me know. But Taylor will share her screen. Hopefully she'll be more successful than me, and provide some information on the PUSH program and services provided to students.
Okay, I am new to Webex, so I'm figuring out where everything is at. Is it just showing up like a... Is it showing up right there? Okay, great. Thanks for all that info, Jason. So my name is Taylor Thompson, like I said, and I'm the co-advisor for PUSH, which is an acronym that stands for Persevere Until Success Happens. I wish that Brenda could be here with us today. Brenda Sweeten is a familiar name at TWU, I'm sure. Her husband works there, and she really spearheaded this whole program. She's our advisor. We also have a graduate assistant, and this year we have a graduate intern as well from the Department of Social Work. So we have a partnership between student affairs and social work, which is complicated yet really great at the same time. I do have to apologize in advance. I'll have to jump off a little bit early. Today is commencement for UNT students, so I'm going to go help out with that. And I wish that I could stick around and hear about TWU's program as well. But I'll go ahead and get started. As I was brainstorming things that are barriers for our transfer students, some things that came to mind is just the barrier of transfer students getting connected on a larger campus. Often, from what I've heard from students, they have a tight-knit community in a community college, and so it can take some time to just find their place and get connected on a large campus. Sometimes the rigor of university courses is a little bit higher than community college courses, and so that can be another thing that I've heard from transfer students, or that I've just seen some transfer students struggle with, not just like our foster care alumni, but I think transfer students across the board. There's also just the complicated task of learning a new system, learning which office students need to go to get which issues sorted out, and how to get all of their questions answered. It might look different at a different institution. And then finally, a barrier for transfer students is campus culture can often focus on our first time in college students. So I have a hand in working with our freshman orientation sessions. Part of my role includes that. And I've just noticed how sometimes we roll out the red carpet for our freshman students, but sometimes the transfer students don't get as many opportunities to get involved or aren't as intentionally thought of. And I think that our program does a great job of really reaching out to students and just being there for our foster care alumni, and the transfer center in our orientation office has really been influential in coming up with some great initiatives for students as well. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what our office offers, and I'll start out with financial support. So recently we received a fund from the Pinkerton family, and so they provided funds that can go towards students that have emergencies pop up, which definitely happens to all of us. Life happens. So if a student comes in and they need a textbook in order to be able to take their classes successfully, or if they are a little bit short on rent, or they're in between jobs, or they're having trouble with food, those are often things that we are able to help students out with. And it also provides an opportunity for us to have a touch point, and then also help with budgeting at the same time. We also, for the last 7 years, have had textbook assistance due to the Denton Benefit League Fund. And so that's been a cool way for us to provide textbooks to about 20 to 25 students each spring. And then last one for financial support is our emergency gift card assistance. So if a student is in need of a meal or needs to pick up some school supplies, we have some gift cards in place for them. As far as medical support goes, we also are able to connect our students to mental health and medical services. I think that's a really important resource that we can provide for students. We had a family donate a generous amount of money to also connect our students if there's any need for payment. So our campus offers free counseling services, but let's just say that a student needs to go see a psychiatrist, or they need a special type of medication. We are able to help with that on a case-by-case basis for students. And then the last area that I'll talk about is our social support. And I really think that this is it's fun to talk about money. That's great. But I think that this is such a key aspect of our office, and something that I really enjoy the most about my job is getting to connect personally with students. So the ways that we do that, we have a push student organization that's run by students. So that's a great way for students if they want to meet other students with similar backgrounds or similar stories. And then we also have just key campus champions that we're able to connect our students with. So people like Jason in admissions, Lisa in financial aid, so many different people that we're able to say, okay, you have this question, I know exactly who I can connect you with that's going to know the nuances of your story or of your situation, and they're going to be able to answer your question in the best way. We never want to give students the runaround and leave them guessing about where they should go. And then beyond that, just forming personal connections with students is really beneficial. As they're coming into the office for one issue, they might share about another issue, or we just might get to know them a little bit better and end up talking about a lot of areas of their life, just a holistic approach to working with students. And then my favorite program is our Summer Bridge program. This is a 10-week summer program for incoming freshmen and transfer students. We offer free housing and dining for the summer. So our students live on campus. They'll live in the same dining or the same residence hall, excuse me. And it's a really great way for them to get connected with each other and with the campus before the fall starts and before all of the students are back on campus. They'll take 10 credit hours. So usually that's three credit hour courses, and then a 1 credit hour University 101 course, which is taught by our office. And we also have required study halls for our students, which just provides some structure and the habit of studying. And we're able to kind of talk with them about how courses are going so that we can intervene if courses aren't going well early on instead of later on. And then we'll also have weekly programming. So those are the fun events, things like sand volleyball nights and movie nights and cooking tutorials. I'm still figuring out exactly what the programming will look like, but those are the times where I think the real connections come in, and often our students who come to the Summer Bridge program are our most engaged students throughout the school year as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. And on that note, we do have our application open until tomorrow. Applications are due April 30th, unfortunately. I know that is really soon, but I'm not sure when students will be viewing this, but if they have the chance to view it, I have a QR code that they can scan to apply. It's a pretty simple application. We just get some demographic information and contact info, their student ID number, and then they answer a few questions. So that is all that I have. I don't know if you all have any questions, but I also included our contact information. Since I do have to jump off a little bit early, this can be a way for students to still get in contact with us. I check the push at UNT, and so does Brenda, and then I have our personal emails as well. So are there any questions?
All right.
I'll stop sharing.
Everything looks good. Thank you so much, Taylor and Jason, for taking the opportunity to connect with us and share more about UNT's admissions process, as well as the PUSH student organization and some of the things that students can look forward to at UNT and what kind of services and support they can be provided past the community college level. So I know you have to get to commencement. Good luck. I think it's going to stop raining until later. So
I hope so. Yeah, it's outdoor at Apogee, so hopefully it stops raining. But thanks so much for having me, and let me know if you have any students or any questions to send my way.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Taylor. So we're pretty much right on schedule. This is great. I love it when things go smoothly. So next we will have Amy and Heather and is it Christy?
Kirsty.
Kirsty, I'm so sorry. With Texas Women to share with us more about their programs and services that they offer foster care alumni students.
Great. Thank you, Robin, and the whole team from NCTC for hosting us. I think Heather is pulling up our presentation. And while she's doing that, I just want to make some introductory remarks. So I'm Amy O'Keefe. I'm the foster care liaison at Texas Women's. Just as Taylor was just describing, Brenda at UNT is the liaison for UNT. And our roles really, Brenda and I both feel we work really closely together, that our roles are to help you fulfill your dreams. And that's why we love working with NCTC, is that we're all in this together for what's best for you. So if you're a student watching this who has experienced foster care, a big takeaway I want you to have from this is how many people in the community are invested in wanting to support you. And if you're not sure, well, I like UNT and I like TWU, that's great. We're going to give you information. And the great thing is you can visit and make that decision, and we will help you with that. And so with that, I am joined today, I'm super excited, by Christy Sumner, who's the president of our student organization, the Frontiers Student Organization. And she and I are going to chat here in a minute, but we're going to first begin with our awesome admissions counselor, Heather. And her focus is Frontiers students, and that's the name of our program for students who've experienced foster care. So she's going to share a little bit about what the admissions process looks like and a little bit about Texas Women's.
Awesome. Thanks, Amy. Can everyone see my screen okay? Okay, perfect. So yeah, just as Amy said, my name is Heather Smith, and I'm an admissions counselor with Texas Women's University. And I work a lot with Amy to help our foster care alumni come to TWU through the application process and just learn more about TWU. As I go through the slides, you'll see a QR code in the top right-hand corner. If you want to scan that, that will send you to request some more information about TWU. So if we didn't get all of your questions answered, we'll make sure to get those answered through that QR code. But a little bit about TWU just in general. The first question that we get, and the most common question that we get, is TWU only for women? And the answer is no. We welcome our male, female, and our non-binary students to come and apply to TWU. We have an incredibly diverse campus. We're ranked first in Texas and fifth in the nation for diversity. And at TWU, we really value that and celebrate that. So we have various events, organizations that we have, and opportunities for our students to learn from others that are not like them. Because we understand the value of that, not only while we're at TWU, but also even in the workforce or after TWU. So we really value our incredibly diverse campus. We have a little bit of a smaller campus. Across our 3 campuses, we have about 15,000 students, which goes down to about an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Which can be really beneficial for you in your classes. You can get to know your professors, and they can really get to know you and how they can best help you succeed in their classes. So that's a little bit about TWU in general. We have 5 different colleges. We're really well known for our nursing program. So if you're interested in becoming a nurse, TWU is definitely the place to come. We have our College of Professional Education. So if you're interested in going into counseling, teacher education, if you're wanting to specialize in teaching bilingual, or if you want to teach special education, deaf or hard of hearing, we have a lot of different programs in that college. Our College of Health Sciences includes anything like dental hygiene. That's another one of our popular programs, kinesiology. Going into our College of Arts and Sciences, we have our visual arts programs, studio art, as well as those kinesiology, biology, pre-med programs. We're really well known for our health sciences, so if you're interested in going into physical therapy or occupational therapy, we'll make sure to take really good care of you for that. Our College of Business has some really great programs where you're able to get your master's degree and your bachelor's degree in a matter of 5 years. So that's called our 4+1 program. So you can receive your master's and your bachelor's in a shorter amount of time. Now we do have 3 different campuses. Our main campus is located in Denton, so not very far from NCTC. This is where all of our undergraduate programs are held, as well as most of our graduate programs. For students interested in nursing, the last 2 years of the nursing program, so the actual nursing core classes, those are going to be held at our Dallas and at our Houston centers. Those are our health science centers. They're located right in the medical district of Dallas and Houston. And you'll see they look like hospitals. And that's on purpose so that you can have that experience. You can feel like you're in that environment already while you're taking those classes. So that's where the upper level of nursing is, as well as some of our other graduate healthcare programs like physical therapy, occupational therapy, and some nurse practitioner programs. Now, a little bit about the application process. For our transfer students, it's really simple. It's just 3 things. The Apply Texas application, the application fee. Now, for our foster care alumni, you are not required to pay that application fee. All that you'll need to do is on the Apply Texas application at the very end, it will ask you how you want to pay that fee. And you'll just select that you want to pay it as a fee waiver, and then you won't need to pay that fee on the Apply Texas. You'll also want to make sure to, if you qualify for that tuition waiver, you want to submit that to our registrar's office. And Amy, I don't know if you want to add anything on to that.
Yes, so I think for transfer students in general, sometimes students get worried and confused on what all do I need to do and in what order. And so really, it's a good time just to reach out to Heather or myself. If you reach out to the university, we'll get connected and we can walk you through that. This slide is really just showing that, well, it looks like there's extra steps for students who qualify for the foster care tuition and fee waiver. These are awesome extra steps because these extra steps mean you will not be charged tuition, and most of your fees you will not be charged for.
Perfect. Thanks, Amy. So in addition to the Apply Texas application, we'll just need all of your official transcripts from every college that you've attended. So from NCTC, or if you've taken college level courses at any other schools, we'll just need those transcripts. And that's it for the application for our transfer students. For our transfer students, you'll be considered a transfer student if you complete 12 or more college level credit hours. If you attend a regionally accredited university, we're looking for above a 2.0 GPA for admission to TWU, and that you're in good standing at your previous institution. So that's the application for TWU. Depending on your program, there may be a secondary application, so you'll just want to make sure to reach out to us so we can get to that application. But admission to TWU is just the Apply Texas and submitting those official transcripts. Our application is still open for fall of 2021 and summer 2021. So if you're looking to transfer soon, that application is still open. You'll also want to keep in mind the FAFSA, completing that free application for federal student aid. We will begin processing that once you're accepted to TWU, and that can be a great way to help with any extra funds or fees that are associated with coming to TWU. In addition to the FAFSA, we have an incredible amount of scholarships available, and you can begin applying for scholarships as soon as you submit that Apply Texas application. So you don't even have to be accepted yet to the university. You submit that Apply Texas application, you can go ahead and start applying for as many scholarships as you qualify for. You'll submit that general application, and then it will show you a list of a lot of different scholarships that you specifically qualify for, so you can go in and apply for each of those. Now, living on campus, we have a lot of great benefits for our foster care alumni. So for our foster care alumni, we have family housing. So if you do have children, Lowry Woods is our family housing, and so you can live there on campus. We have year-round housing, which means that you can stay on campus during breaks, such as winter break, spring break. Over the summer, you'll have a home, you'll have a place here on campus. And then we have that supervised independent living site as well on campus. If you stay on campus, there are lots of great benefits. You're able to get more involved on campus generally, maintain a higher GPA as well to stay on campus. We do have a residency requirement for our first and our second year students. There are some exceptions to that. So if you live within 40 miles of the Denton campus with a parent or guardian, or if you are under the age of or over the age of 21 or have completed more than 60 credit hours, then you're not required to live on campus. But again, it is available to you. So if you need housing, we have spaces and we have a home for you on campus. A little bit about student life. We have a really involved campus. So many of our students are involved in student organizations like student government, our Greek life, so fraternities and sororities. We are NCAA Division II, and we have about 5 women's sports, and that's continuing to grow as we're really involved in that. One that I'd like to highlight is our Diversity and Inclusion Office. Again, we are first in Texas for diversity, and so this office puts in many programs for these students. So about half of our students are first generation college students. And I meant to mention at the beginning that about half of our students are transfer students as well. And so the Diversity and Inclusion Office, as well as many other offices on campus, are aware of you, and they know what specific programs can help you to succeed, not only as a student, but especially as an individual, because we want you to feel that we focus on you as a person. Again, we do have study abroads available. Currently, not because of COVID, but we're hoping to continue those in the future. Some student services on campus that I'll highlight is our counseling services. So this is included in your tuition and fees. This includes individual therapy, group therapy, couples therapy. That's all included through those counseling services. So we definitely recommend taking advantage of that help. And then we are a military-friendly institution as well, and so we'll do whatever we can to make sure that you succeed. Many of these other offices are in place to help you in the workforce, or just to make sure that you can keep up with the rigor of college level courses. But the one that we'll highlight today and that Amy will talk about more is our CARE office, and that's our Campus Alliance for Resource Education.
Great, thank you, Heather. So the CARE office is focused on working with students who've experienced foster care, and I shared earlier that's called our Frontiers program. At Texas Women's, we're the pioneers, and so we feel like students who've experienced foster care are on the front line of that. They're our Frontiers students. And so in the CARES office, we also work helping students with our food pantry and childcare vouchers and supporting and connecting students to resources. Okay, next slide. Thank you. Great. So I want to talk now specifically about the Frontiers program. It was created in 2012, and I've put the link on there to the website, but really all you have to do is go on the university's website and type in either foster care or Frontiers, and you'll find that. I love starting with this image because the social stuff, I mean, I know we're going to college to learn and all that, but it's also to meet other people and to form those friendships, and that's also sometimes where you never know where that relationship is going to take you, right? And the leadership opportunities that you have. And so this is one of our social activities where they went hiking and then horseback riding and camping. We do holiday meals. Before COVID, we had a program called Starbucks and Study Days, where we met in Starbucks and studied. Volunteer events, campus events, and more. So next slide. Thank you. And so one thing that I think is really important is that the philosophy behind the Frontiers program is not about us without us, and that's why Christy is also here with me today. Yay! Because your voice is so important. So we have things we're going to do no matter what. We're here to assist you through the admission process, through figuring out courses, living, all of that. But I just wanted you to know that we do that with a lot of intentionality. That your voice is central to what happens, and that you feel empowered. And that this is a place where you can really see yourself growing. Okay, next slide. So some of the ways that we do that is through mentoring. We have specially designated point of contact, similar to how Taylor described at UNT, where we have a specific person in admissions, which is Heather, who's joining us today. Same with TRIO and financial aid, of course, the CARE office. We also have space on campus that's just for our Frontiers program. So a place to chill between classes, heat up food, hang out, study. And this is all going to be so great when we're on the other side of COVID. Yes. It'll be more exciting than Zoom. We have a student organization, which Kirsty's going to talk about here in a minute, student legal help, and then we do programming around financial education, healthy relationships, life skills. So sometimes there's things that you're like, I need help with this. I don't know who to ask. Like one time helping a student learn how to drive as an example. Tutoring, advising, and career planning. Next slide. Okay, so these are 3 things I want to highlight. I want to talk about housing because I know that frequently is a huge concern. Where am I going to live when the university's not open? And Heather described that we are open year round. Our housing never closes, even during COVID. This whole time it's been open the entire time. Even during the winter storm, when everything was crazy, it stayed open. If you have the opportunity to be in extended care and be eligible for supervised independent living, we are a site that accepts that voucher, as well as financial aid. We will work hand in hand with you, figuring out how to really maximize whether you are on the tuition and fee waiver or not. Not everybody gets the waiver, but we'll help you either way. And then we also have special emergency funding specifically for Frontier students. And then resources, book stipends, mid-semester goodie bags. Kirsty was here today helping us be part of an interview, and we fed her lunch.
It was good.
And then in the picture, you can see we're doing a game night at someone's home. And so all that relationship is part of your experience. Okay, next slide. Okay, so these are ways that you can visit, and that's what I said in the very beginning. If you're interested in UNT or interested in TWU, we really encourage you to come to campus and visit. And both universities are welcoming places with foster care liaisons, and we want you to find the place where you feel like you fit. We're so fortunate in Denton to have two strong universities, but we're different. And so finding the place that's best for you, and the ways you can do that at TWU are listed on the slide. When you come to visit, give us a heads up before you come so that we can also have time for you to meet with me and with other students to talk more specifically about what it's like to be a Frontier student on campus. And with that, our final slide, you can do it. You can do it. And so I want to share these two pictures. One is of a student who graduated. This is our family graduation celebration, which is specifically for students who have children. And that's Rashawn, who graduated several years ago with our chancellor. And then in the other picture with these amazing blue eyes is Kirsty and her little one. Now when I show pictures with children, I always want to make it clear, you don't have to have children. But
I would not recommend having a child in college.
But if you do have children, we have a lot of support for our families as well. But in the Frontiers program, I don't want to confuse anyone that that's a requirement. So with this, I'm going to hand it over to Kirsty as our president of the Frontiers program to share just a little bit about her experience of being here at TWU.
Yeah. So hi, in case you didn't notice, my name is Kirsty. And I might be some person they found on the street. I actually grew up in foster care. And I actually just recently got adopted in January at the ripe age of 21. So pretty stoked about that.
Which that was your choice.
Yeah, it was my choice. I wasn't forced into it. So my choice. So I came from foster care. I'm now the Frontiers program president. Basically, I was homeless my senior year of high school. I did not know what I was doing. I was applying to colleges, whatever. And I saw that TWU had a program specifically for foster care kids, and I have never heard about that before. And then I emailed Amy because she was the liaison, and I was like, what do I do? And she was like, you have to do this. And she really helped me apply for college and help me get that waiver. And then, fast forward, now I'm in school before COVID, obviously, and I got to meet a few people that experience. Obviously, we don't have the same experiences as foster care kids. Every experience is going to be different, but I got to meet people who I wasn't alone. Like, I met with people who have been in the system or who were adopted or whatever the situation might be, and I didn't feel as alone as I did in high school. Because when you're in high school, there's not many foster care kids, no, there's really not. So when you come to college and you meet people like that, it's really eye-opening. And then today I met two more people that I haven't met, and it was just like, wow, I'm not alone. And that's why I really enjoy the program here. And then obviously we have so many resources. Like, we have the goodie bag that actually my daughter eats most of it. She's like linebacker. So she eats most of it. They help with books and just anything that you can think of. I mean, there was one time during the summer where I had a really difficult moment, and I talked to Amy and other people in the care office, and it's not just a program. I think of it like a family. And then as president now of the organization, I hope, obviously, hopefully COVID is gone or is dealt with, to, have more community, do more outings, do more things so I get to know people and other kids students can intermingle, be like, hey, you're not alone, because no one should feel like that, especially being an adult. So yeah, that's my little spiel.
She's a great president. We're super lucky to have her. So that's the message we want to for anyone watching this is that you can do it. You are welcome here. You will belong, and that we're super happy to have this resource.
Oh, yeah.
So that concludes what we have. I don't know if we have questions or final remarks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amy, Heather, and Kirsty, and thank you for sharing that your daughter is precious. I laughed a little bit when you said she ate like a linebacker, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I can go ahead. So I do have the other participants muted just so that way we don't have any background noise. But if anybody else has any final things they want to mention or questions that you want to ask, now's the time. We have a few more minutes before we're just right about 15 minutes till 4. So if there are any final things that y'all want to include, that space is open. Are we all good? We feel good? All right, cool. So I'll go ahead and if Tracy and Amy want to pop in as well, but thank you so much, UNT and TWU, for taking the time out of your afternoons. I know we're all kind of in the thick of summer registration, commencement, all of those things, but thank you so much for taking an hour out of your day to provide this information for our students as they consider their next steps, as well as for us as mentors, so that way we can assist, because those are conversations that we're having with students every day. So this is great information. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I learned a lot, and I'm really excited to share it with our students.
Yes, thank you very much for sharing. I learned a lot as well. I was taking some notes. So I'm excited to share this information with our students, because I think some of our students do not realize that these resources are available, and you are welcoming with open arms that this is a safe zone. And I'm just excited that everybody joined and I learned something to share with our students. So thank you.
Yeah, ditto what they said. Thank you guys so much. And as soon as the meeting started, my yard people came unexpectedly. I'm like, I thought it was still raining, so it was really loud. So I tried to stay muted. So sorry, but thank you. So helpful. And as Tracy and Robin and you guys said, like, I think it's so important to help our students know that these services and support is there for them. And so I think it's exciting for us to be able to share these resources as we move forward in developing our group and mentoring and things like that. So thank y'all so much.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it, guys. Hope to
Thanks,
see you
y'all.
all soon.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you, everybody. Have a good afternoon. Goodbye.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.